behind. No idea if it's working or not. In fact, I'm gonna let. Oh, you know what? Hey, everybody! It's time for a great night.
It's a great night.
It's a great night with my regular co-host, Matt Donnelly.
It's me.
And here we are at our usual place, on the front porch, at our usual time, noon. Yeah, dude. Man, I'm gonna leave it to you. Explain to the people what's gone terribly wrong.
Okay. I am here in Texas.
Yes.
I'm actually doing shows in San Antonio, Texas, at the Magic Saloon. I said, hey, I could come out Tuesday, but only in the afternoon.
Yes.
Because I have a show tonight.
And I said, you do know the name of our program, right? It's
Great afternoon.
Great noon.
And the rest of the noon to you, sir.
And a good noon to you.
Yes.
And so now quietly, what I didn't tell you is good, because my co-host Justin Robert Young is not here.
So quiet that I pulled up expecting and hoping to see our friend Justin, but no, he's gone.
Yes,
he's
no.
gone.
I literally I got as far as recognizing problem is solved. Do not worry. And indeed, I did not. It was great. But now and then, because heaven forbid I should take the win of doing anything normally in a civilized world, we just go inside to this perfectly fine studio.
You literally said, we can perform here, but it's kind of like a dark cave. And in my head, I was like, you mean like a podcast studio?
That's correct.
Like a professional podcast studio?
But it's not often that you get the opportunity to change things is where my thing is. I don't know.
No, you are obsessed with experimenting.
Yes. Well, and part of it is doing the reps. I mean, we've talked a bit about this. Like it's been a year and change of like there is not to be, in a perfect world, there's not to be a single part of the organization that I don't know how to do. Not do well,
right.
but know how to do, right? And so I'm now at the point where on Sunday, we just dropped a new Scam Nation episode with Josie, who, by the way, still is tolerating being on the internet. Love it.
But now, has it gotten to be a rougher world for Josie as she's gotten older, right? At first, she was an adorable child, and most YouTubers, you leave an adorable child alone.
I think one would think.
One would think, and then she's grown up, so has it gotten worse? I guess.
Well, she has appropriately developed the right calluses, which I think is important.
Yes,
and so she so far I haven't seen anybody punch below the belt. All the jokes have been like, she's a bit young for him, don't you think?
Oh, God.
Or disapproval about her nose ring or her hair color or what have you.
Nitpicky, judgy stuff.
But she's now at the point where she's about to be 18, so she's toughened up.
I mean, it is remarkable how much worse the internet is to women than men.
Yes. Well, there's a whole category of mean to women that is not usually on the menu to men.
Right.
So you're right. By definition, there are more ways to be mean.
Yes.
Yeah. It's kind of like somebody. Hey, fuck it, it's great night. Somebody said girls don't fart. I'm like, fuck you. They got twice as many ways. Girls have more ways to.
It's a double barrel shotgun.
That's right. Wait, is there a name for that? It sounds like that's one that should have a special name. For when you double barrel, full prospector.
Get off my lawn.
That's good.
Get off my property, really.
But at any rate, so on Sunday, I edited that video with me and Josie.
Okay.
And I realized that, like, I'm good enough at editing now that time can vanish, and I'm pleased with the results. And I told Bonnie, I was like, I need to hire an editor now because I'm good enough that I can tell that it's starting to be fun. And then I'll just, it's kind of like, if you know how to, a thing I've never done, waxing a car, at some point you become good enough at it that you're like, oh, I'm just chasing that chrome perfection.
That's what I was saying.
Right.
Like, I think you're saying it's like it's a general conclusion. And I think what you're stating is something about your personality type.
Yes. Well, and also the goal of learning is to, as I put it, like at all times know where the stupid is. Like there's plenty of stupid, but I know that I'm letting it happen.
And another way to look at it is like a good editor also like a skill of being a good editor is calling it done.
Well, yes, but more importantly, like I'm at the point now where all of the quality that I want to chase would I could spend all day doing it, and then that means Brian needs to be doing Brian things.
Yes.
I am now officially doing a fun job that is not that I'm no longer uniquely qualified to do.
Right. But it's the one that will always pay.
Well, that's true, but it won't pay enough. Look, I got 3 kids. There to hit my numbers, I need to maximize as I think of it. Is this too? I've been accused of doing a metaphor or 3. I'm going.
I've been accused of being
multicellular.
like a butterfly moving towards flowers.
Oh, that's right. God damn it! That's how did I walk past that? I've been accused of being like a
Picking up
Timbuk,
metaphors like pollen
his
on
arms wide. Yeah. Oh. But at any rate, I'm ready to go multicellular again.
Okay.
Turns out a lot of people is an expensive operation, and then and a lot of jobs change, and a lot of things I had to find out how they worked.
Well, we've been friends.
No. Yes.
God damn it.
Sorry.
I knew it. And now he hits the ejection button. I fly into the woods.
No wonder he's set up out here on this specific spot. The spring.
I
is
sat right on the
flopping.
X. I think one of the hardest things is like early pursuits are so exciting. They're so exciting to the person and to the people invested in that person.
Yes.
And then the hardest parts is like when you look at any kind of chart, right? You're going to look at it go up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down.
Right.
Right. So like one of the hardest things to do as someone who's like rooting for you, right, is to like figure out like, am I rooting for him during this part, that part, that part, you know, whatever.
Right.
And at some point you have to, most people, that's when people lose interest.
Yep.
Right. Whatever. So you've gone past this like bold, you're past all your bold endeavorness.
Yes.
And now you're like, oh, and I'm still, and everything's still here. I'm still around.
Yes, which means it's like, and again, that's one of those scale down my obligations to other people. Right, is a big part of it. So I can figure out how to be svelte. Now, having said that, 7 acres is a lot of land.
Like, you learn how to edit. You haven't learned how to like hoe.
Well, exactly, right? Well, so now we're at the part where it's like, I know how to do. To be honest, I realize. Did you know that everybody who wants to own or run a Chick-fil-A, they don't do franchises. They're all wholly owned. Or if you want a Chick-fil-A, you have to learn every single job. So you'll go in and there'll be like a middle-aged man who's cooking the fries or learning the system.
Yes.
And it's like you squint and you're like, divorce?
What's he doing back there?
Right.
Yeah.
And you're like, nope.
Gambling debts?
He's learning every single part of it. So it feels a little bit like that.
Yeah. I was around for you diving into this idea. I'm now witnessing as you move to set out here to you being much more authoritative with this idea.
Of which idea of the
you should be able to do everything in your compound.
Yes. Well, it's easier to say now that I can do it. It was a quiet whisper 14 months ago, and now it's science fact.
No, but looking back, right? This is what I want to get back to, like riding those weird dips. That's hard. This isn't documented for your audience because you would never narrate this while it's happening. Right?
That's correct. Well, because and the way I think of it is like that's not the story. Like eventually, after it's happened, it will become part of the story, but not while it's happening.
Like, what happens when you look back at younger Brian, going like, gosh, I hope this person just does everything I need them to do for my job. And like now that you are doing it, like how does it feel to look back at that guy who was just hoping someone was gonna just not even just pull their weight, but maybe overproduce?
Is the person who's overproducing one of the other cells in the organism, or is Brian?
No. I'm saying like you at one point didn't know how to run everything in this place.
Correct.
So you
Correct.
relied on people to run the things, to do the things that you can't do. Which
Correct.
is what most people
Correct.
think of doing any endeavor. Right.
That is
Let
correct.
me team up with someone, because I always said the biggest mistake I made as a younger comedian was I teamed up with people the same exact talents and the same exact weaknesses and said we should dream together.
Right.
And that's what improv groups do, and hoping that someone else comes along and says you guys should be on television, you should be in movies.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And then
And it does every so often happen that way.
Right.
But I wouldn't bet on it.
But I wouldn't bet on it.
Yeah.
That's like yes. That's always what, anyone who's like ever like super old and irrelevant. All of a sudden they get like an Oscar or some kind of recognition.
Yep.
And they go, "Let this be a lesson to you. Don't give up on your dreams." And you got to go like, "No, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Yeah.
You accomplished the outlier.
Yes.
The idea that the outlier will happen again."
Yeah. So you're like, let this lightning strike be proof that lightning strikes all the time, just
Right.
everywhere, as many times as you want.
And the speech you can give is like, let's be proof, like, give up, because this isn't going to happen twice. You're fucked.
I haven't heard it, but I believe, and you probably know more about it, but like, didn't Bryan Cranston give a speech that boiled down to like, hit your fucking mark, say your line, respect the craft, show up on time, don't worry about your brand, your character, what it means to you. No, fuck, I may be making all of this up.
No, but something to that effect, because he was like famously forever like really good friends with Tom Hanks, and had done like two Chips and Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah.
Right, and just remained a working actor here and there.
Yeah.
But remained like very good friends with like maybe the biggest star in the world at the time. You know?
They talk about people like being made of it. I only spent like a couple hours with him, but it was like real working on a project. We were pitching a magic show, and it was me and Greg Grunberg, and he was cashing in all of his friendships to get Brian doing magic for a bunch of celebrities. And so we got to drive around and just, watch him chat with Greg. And boy, he is just on all the time, like, and wicked funny.
Oh, really?
All the time. Yeah. I now understand enough of your world of improv to notice, like, oh my God, he set up a running gag early on. He ripped it. And for some reason it was cockwatch. He stumbled on the words cock and watch and looked at his watch or something. And then that became a character named Inspector Cockwatch or whatever. And he had a body posture. And by 30 minutes later, there's a backstory.
Yeah.
And I was like, gee, how even? Now I see a little bit of it through your eyes.
I don't. Yeah, I think you're. I think you're pretty adept at comedic patterns.
No, I didn't have any of the understanding. I still don't perceive that I do, but I see enough of the Matrix. Something about watching you guys Ice Cream Social, like slowly, it's like structurally, it's like, oh, that was a silly thing. I bet they'll be back. They will.
I remember having to host Penn Sunday School as a guest host when I still wasn't the host yet.
Right.
I had to host it after my bachelor party. So I had a 2-night bachelor party in Las Vegas where my friends flew in from all over the country for my wedding. And then I had to go work with a guy who respects none of that.
Yes.
Gillette.
Who wants to hear about none of that?
He wants to hear about none of that, wants to know about none of that. And so I'm not allowed to be like, I'm going to be a little slow today on the pod. I'm hungover, right? Not an option, right? And so I came in bleary-eyed from my bachelor party.
You said your bachelor party?
My bachelor party.
Wait, you got married while you were on?
No. So the bachelor party was done months before I got married.
Yes.
But at the time, Godot was the host of Penn Sunday School. Michael Godot.
I didn't know you had gotten married during your tenure on the show.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. How long have you been married?
I've been married since 2011.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, mazel tov.
Thank you, Brian. I've been waiting. And with that, good night, everybody. Thank you. Take my leave. So I was coming in like from 48 hours of just debauchery.
Yeah.
Talking to someone
who's not a fan of literally no eyebrows will be raised in a positive light.
Just the eating of steak is not something you bring up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know. And so I literally was like, I have to go into like my game plan brain, right?
Yeah.
So it's the only, like what you're talking about is the only time I was as logical as you're talking about, where it's like, I need to pay attention. I need to set up a callback. I need to make sure I have a runner. I need to make sure that I do this, engage in this and that. And I gave myself a bunch of like to-dos to fake my way through being a funny person co-hosting Penn Sunday School.
So did you ha- uh, so a lot of people in the arts, I suspect, do a lot of things on gut instinct. It just feels right, right?
Yeah.
They throw themselves into the situation and they do what seems to make sense. And then the last 5 years, I've done a lot of introspection, trying to think of like, well, what is that? Why does that work? And so I'd come up with, spoiler alert, metaphors for all that stuff. But like, do you have labels for routines that, or for ways of being that you have to engage in?
I have buzzwords, like I coach myself up,
Yeah.
right? So I try to. It's the improv thing is before I hit the stage, it's bold, simple, playful.
Yeah.
Those are the things I try to do, because one thing you can get to is with comedy, you can get a little too intellectual,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can maybe get to like almost like jazz brain about it, like, you know, like this could mean that, this could do that, you know, like, and then all of a sudden you're off in like this really weird place, or self-congratulatory place, which is even worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's tough to know the difference, because there's a right level of bombast where you are doing a favor to the audience.
Yeah, you have
It's
to
like,
lead. You are providing a service. You have to
Right.
lead.
It's
Yeah.
I think of it as the Arnold Schwarzenegger problem, where you know, he's a very thoughtful, eloquent, interesting individual, and he wanted so much to, if somebody paid a lot of money to spend an afternoon with him or whatever, he wanted to be gracious and all those
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
And then the feedback he would get, where they're like, "Yeah, it was fine, not what I expected," and and so he's like, "Oh, they're not meeting capital A, capital S Arnold Schwarzenegger."
Yes.
And so then, you know, then it
That happened
became.
to me on first dates in my 20s.
Wait, what? You dated Arnold Schwarzenegger?
I did.
Wait, what, were you cleaning his house? You bent over too long? Got stuck in the washing
I bet.
machine?
I went into the washing machine and waited and waited and waited. I took myself very seriously as like as a comedian, entrepreneur, wannabe TV producer person, and so I went on a date. I literally had a girl say to me once, "She's like, oh, you're less funny one-on-one," and I was like, "Oh, yes, I am."
Well, and it's funny, right? So it's like deciding to be funny is a gift if somebody's a casual enough person, but if they're close enough, it suddenly the same behavior becomes wildly disingenuous and rude.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah. And then also like how much is being a people pleaser versus authenticity? This is something I'm in my head about like right now. I
yeah,
had someone break down like someone else talked to me about a conversation they had with their therapist.
yeah,
you know?
yeah, yeah.
And it was all about like, right, but you're a people pleaser and blah, 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 blah. And they started breaking down all the aspects of just being a people pleasing personality. And I was like, wait, I think everything that people like about me is simply because I'm a people pleaser and not because I actually have something going on.
I can see why you might worry about that, but I think that metaphor incoming.
Let's go.
There's
I say just launch. You don't have to warn me. Just go.
okay.
Keep you
yeah.
be you.
I speak Brian.
Yeah, go speak Brian.
But
Just
I'm going
launch
to go
into
into the
him.
weeds with a video game analogy that I don't think is going to land. There's a game called Team Fortress 2, right? And
Oh,
there's
yeah.
8 different types of characters, and one of them is the heavy, which a big thick guy, has a lot of hit points, moves very slowly. Gun takes a while to spin up, but once it goes, it just keeps going, right? And the
Okay.
problem is he gets killed a lot because he's, you know, might as well paint a target on him. But there's another archetype, another character that is a doctor, that's a healer, that's got a ray that keeps him healed. And the two of them together are fucking like, you worry if they're supercharged. Every so often you get a Jeep Chop that makes them
Okay.
super powerful. And then it's like, you don't worry if a heavy's by himself. You worry if there's a superpowered heavy with a doctor behind him, right? And meanwhile, the doctor ends up being one of the most sought after classes. Like, it's like, well, we can't even go out on this map unless somebody's going to be the doctor. And it's like, I feel like you are so good at selling other people's hits. You are so good at being, as Justin and I talk about, everything in service of the show.
Yes.
The Matt subroutine, as best I could tell, and you could correct me if I get this wrong, is something happens, if there's a fork between what's good for Matt or what's good for the show, it's like, well, selling this bit is better for the show. That's the end of it, and that's what happens.
I think like I think that's fair to say. I think like, for example, like I travel a lot now, and I meet people listening to Penn Sunday School, and I think when I first was around people, they thought that my job was super easy, that they could do it,
Yeah.
right? And then they meet me, and then suddenly I'm faster and kind of like on top of it and more.
Well, yeah, you're actually seizing those brass rings of like gold out there because that would not be in service of the show for you to stunt on Penn at any moment, right?
I think it's one thing. I mean, he holds court,
right?
And so yeah, a lot of like when Penn State School is over, I'm generally tired.
Yeah,
because I'm like, I can't hop in. It's like all the things that I were like on a different rhythm, like with Ice Cream Social or talking to you. It's like I'd hop in here, and hop in here, and hop in there, but you're like, nope, stay away, lay out, whatever.
Right.
Wait, I have to go in because the audience is thinking this, and Penn doesn't think the audience is thinking
well,
this.
and that's one of the things that makes the straight man job so hard is that you your job is to constantly have a queue of 4 to 5 things to do, and then periodically just dump them.
Yes.
And again, no matter how good they would have been, it's like, didn't happen. Didn't next. Tee up 4 more.
I'd say like I even that happened to me as an improviser, like as an improv comic. Like when I was in New York doing shows all the time at the People's Improv Theater, I had people come up to me and say like, when I first saw the show, I first saw you play, like I was like, I thought this guy's pretty good, fine, kind of thing. It's like, and then I saw multiple shows, and they're like, oh, this guy does a lot more than I think he does for the show.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. And that's not just to say like, so from a podcast perspective, as a co-host, I always say like my job is to talk to lunatics. I talk to either Paul Mattingly or Penn Jillette or RJ Owens and on Abracababble. And my job is to talk to lunatics, right? Your job is to...
Your eyes kind of lingered on me a little bit long as you said that.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, happy to be here outside at noon on your porch for no discernible reason.
Watching robot cameras look at me.
Yeah, follow you back and
may
forth.
or may not air.
That's right. May or may not be recording. Brian's peeking at his monitor. By the way, here, look at this. I hope people can see this. I pointed a webcam at a monitor so I could glance over and hope. In fact, here, I'm going to actually go look.
You do a check.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go look with my
whether
eyes.
This has been a waste of time or we're starting over. Am I to hit any buttons? Good, because I'm very scared to hit a button right now. There's 2 things with buttons that I find very intimidating.
We have 2 recordings.
All right. We only need 1, right?
We'll fucking say the unspeakable. Are there any evil wizards you'd like to mention by name as well while we're at it? Good luck right before the curtain goes up.
No, I think what's fun for me, if I could boil it down to this, is that I believe it's really fun to speak the mind of the audience and then also kick some shit on top of it.
Well, and that speaking the mind of the audience is so interesting because, whatever the relationship, form determines function or I forget what, but basically like when creating a YouTube video, we have to predict at all times what that comment is going to be. And then bake it in.
Nerve-wracking, man.
But I mean, no more nerve-wracking than the same chess game of Magic.
Yeah. Yes. No. No,
they don't insult my daughter.
Exactly. I'm gonna say the anonymity, the freedom of firing long-range missiles instead of trying to stab someone in the gut.
Yeah.
There, how's that for one?
No, that's good. I don't follow.
The comfort of playing the Ukraine drone game at home versus getting out on the battlefield, right? Like when you're face to face with people, and then let's face it, also like when I'm in a show, like the lights are on me, I have a microphone, like it's not even a fair fight.
Yeah.
Whereas the internet, you can just...
There are certain moves that somebody could attempt, but it will not go well for them.
Right.
Whereas unfortunately, of course, the worst are the worst are. It feels to me, this is all subjective. You can tell me if you've felt anything like this, but it feels like more people are aware of everything from like cognitive behavioral therapy to metacognition to effective communication skills that it's great. My eldest daughter has a touch of the Tourette's, and we were able to learn how best to navigate. And now she's straight A's, about to graduate college. And that's all because it's easier than ever to learn about learning, to learn about the way the human mind works.
Right.
And then you get people who also know that well enough that they can see into your secret heart of hearts and whisper, "You're fearful of the spotlight. You need to lean into this." I'm like, fuck you. Who are you? Die.
I talked about this with roasts. So we used to do in our comedy group, whenever we turned 30, we would do a roast of each other, right?
Oh, that's right. I think I've heard this story.
Yeah. Because I always say, like, the stuff that you think you're going to hear, like that fat fuck or that whatever. But, like, it's the weird things that pop up. Like, if someone all of a sudden makes a joke about you being cheap or something like that. Or for me, it was like control freak. And I was like, control freak?
Whoa. Stop everything. Allow me to correct this.
Exactly. Paralyzed. But like we all talked about, like we all heard different stuff. That's my friend, my buddy, one of my closest friends, is bisexual. In the 90s, where
So real bisexual,
and also like real where like gay people just wanted you to be gay,
Yeah.
and were mad if you touched a girl.
Oh, wow. Okay. So the Overton window, I don't know if this belongs on the show, but there's nobody I respect more than 1960s gays.
Right.
They were the real gays.
Like,
Let me tell you something.
Because I'm gonna kiss a man, I might die.
Exactly. I'm gonna break the fucking law.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna become a Catholic priest
They
so
are
that nobody
legally-
asks why I'm not married. Those are the real gays.
It is within the realm of law to get beaten.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, exactly. Right. So,
But I hadn't thought about there was a bisexual peak respect time in the 90s where I'm like hated by both sides.
Yeah. And so we did a whole roast of him where he basically got called the most terrible things that you would definitely expect from, a bunch of comedians making fun of their only gay friend.
Sure.
Right? And then, but a couple times he got called cheap. And after the whole thing was over, like he got called the F word probably like 400 times.
Yeah.
I was like, cheap?
God, I was trying to think of a word that means cheap that starts with F.
Frugal.
Frugal. God damn it. Fuck. Frugal. How did I miss that?
Right there.
God damn it.
And he was the only thing he was talking about. The thing I was like, I just heard the most offensive things I've ever heard about you in my life, and the only thing you're concerned about is you were called
Frugal.
cheap. And so yes, that can happen on the YouTube comment section. I'll tell you what I hate the most that I get commented on. People say I look like Richard Karn from Tool Time.
I wish I had better news for you, man. Yeah, take it from me, vaguely Christian Slater. Yeah,
It's the only one that I just go and delete. It's the only one I'm like, I have no. All the other ones like not funny, blah blah. You're a terrible person. It's like sure. Richard Karn, you're like, or they just don't. Whatever the guy's Al.
Yeah.
From
No,
Tool Time.
Richard Karn.
Yeah. But the character's name or whatever, and I just go like, oh. Or if it's a vague reference to Tool Time, I don't get it at first. I go like, what?
That's the worst.
Oh shit, that's a Tool Time reference. I hate you.
Yeah.
And in person, I get to shut them down, but it doesn't work on the internet. In person, go ahead. Say it. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Tell me I look like Richard Karn.
excuse me.
Yeah.
My card is the 7 of Hearts, but more importantly,
Yeah.
what was it like to work with Tim Allen?
Man, that show happened a long time ago, huh?
Yeah, well,
We're both old.
no, it's back. It's on prime time. I mean,
Oh, shoot, it's back?
yeah.
Okay. I just make people feel old, and then they shut up and they go. They usually go
see,
to.
and now I made you feel old because you didn't know it was back.
It was on the television?
Yeah, no, it's on prime time.
I'm a radio guy
I
myself.
saw that. I like my wax cylinders fresh. No, I saw it was on at a Chili's. I was like, "Is that Richard Karn?" And then I look, I'm like, "Is that Tim Allen?" I'm like, "What the fuck is happening?" And then Bonnie, she saw me squinting, and she glanced over. She goes, "Yeah, it's back."
Oh wow!
And I
All
was
right. Well,
like,
then actually, I'll take the reference. Then it's a current reference, and I concede, and I'll take the comparison.
Well, I mean,
Someone called me Orson Welles, and I was like, I actually was like, I'm giving you full credit. Because
yeah.
I actually look a lot like Orson Welles.
Okay, I didn't want to say it. I mean, he's got you beat by 100 pounds,
Right.
Well,
No,
I mean,
but
actually,
because if I grow my beard out like a little bit,
yeah.
and I do, I grow it out and then I shave it down, whatever we all do. That's called I don't know why I'm explaining
It's called
shaving to people.
being a grown up. That's fine.
I was looking at haircuts.
Go on, tell me
these
more.
toenails don't trim themselves.
Do you ever go full prospector?
When my beard goes a little bushy, I look exactly like Orson Welles.
Yeah.
I look like I should play him in a movie.
Have you seen John Candy playing Orson Welles?
No.
Yeah. Andrew Main found a clip of it that we watched after the Weird Things podcast. It's great. It's great. If we were inside, I'd play it for you. but for
instead,
some reason,
We're getting our vitamin D. No problem.
No, it's great. I'm sure you can find it.
I haven't watched the doc. Have you watched the doc?
With, the John Candy doc?
Yeah.
No, I hear it's heartbreaking, and I bet it is.
Right, that's it. I know I want to watch it. It is made for me, and yet I haven't been like, it's time to cry. I haven't had a moment of let's do that.
What is it? What is it that is so terrible in humans that we collective society want a fat kid to mock? I mean, who's and especially the right amount of sensitive about it, but being brave. You know, Kevin Smith would get out in front of it and shit all over
himself. That was my tactic as a child.
Yeah,
was I made fun of myself first. I made all the fat jokes first.
Yeah,
yeah.
People terrible.
I think people pick. I think people pick on people for all kinds of reasons. But now, how old's your youngest child now?
About to be 13.
Do you find that
She looks a bit like Richard Karn. I know where this is headed. Not gonna lie, I've seen her practicing Family Feud a bit.
He's actually a handyman at a building. That's the fact that everyone brings up about him. So, do you find that that younger generations were less typically cruel?
I don't know. I mean, we only get just oblique slices of whatever cruelties the younger generation does.
Yeah.
You know, we only get to see the surface level stuff. But I know that they also are armed with all the tools of, like, if they could make you feel bad. Like for example, where pendulum swinging back, for example, on acknowledging racial things.
Yes.
But for a minute, 10 years ago, it was fun for everybody young to make parents feel bad. I mean, and it really is. It was straight out of the Crucible, where it's like they could tell at a gut level that saying these words gave them power over adults, and they liked it quite a bit, right?
Yes.
And so I don't know what private cruelties the kids do.
You're
to
right.
Each other.
I am relying on my own children to report to me the accuracy of it, and that they're
and
not.
Of course, as you famously remember, all you're honest.
Hey,
you were the town snitch to your parents.
Dad, Dad, not only pick up the fatties, but the nerds too.
yeah, right.
You're right. So you're right. I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Good point.
Well, I'm glad we covered that.
But I have a change of subject for you.
Okay.
You're not on Facebook. You still on? You don't go on.
No, I have not.
Okay. One of the ways I'm still on there because for some reason, my paltry little media outlet compared to yours.
Yeah. Well,
my videos do well on Facebook.
Yes.
So I stayed on. I stay on. I fight the fight.
As a matter of fact, I had like 3 people bring up, like they were telling me, like, I was almost famous. They're like, I saw a clip, and there was a guy, and he was doing your book trick, and all 3 of them were you. So did you have one pop?
One of those popped very well.
Yeah,
and it's funny because it was simply about, I asked a girl for her favorite book, And she said, I don't read. And I said, I can't read at the same time. And that's the joke I always do is I always say I can't read when I ask someone for their favorite book. Because that really helps camouflage all the answers, including the Bible, which is a weird one to stumble over when you're doing a magic show. And that one went viral because a legit debate broke out in the comment section about whether one should or shouldn't read.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Engagement, baby.
Engagement. It's just clicks are clicks, baby. But yeah, it was funny is that I actually don't.
What is the argument against reading?
I didn't get into it. I don't even know.
I mean, I would facetiously make that argument when people would. Oh my God! I think I've not been changing the camera for a minute. I think I've. If there's an extended period on the video where it just looks like a camera's nodding up and down, that's me. That's me having hit the wrong button for a long time. But there was a time that I would get defensive because I would start doing audiobooks on Audible, and then dipshits would say like, oh, I just read Thinking Fast and Slow, and they're like, well, did you read it? And I'm like, did my eyes real time translate the written letters into
this is when you're correcting, the people are actually much more closer to your sensibilities and moralities and your sense of life, and you nitpick them instead of actually like worrying about the people who actually just don't read or listen.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, those people are bad.
Yeah. Okay, well, good.
Yeah, they made a mistake. So yeah, that was the most popular clip. I don't really do that trick anymore. That's from an older show, but the people I hired.
Well, I cut you off. You had something to share from Facebook world.
Okay, so one of the reasons to keep your algorithm healthy, I do the birthday. I follow the birthday thing.
Yep.
And I wish people I know happy birthday on Facebook.
Do you do it on Facebook?
If they're a real friend, I see it's their birthday and I text them.
Yeah, that's the pro move.
Yeah. If it's, but I also do the Facebook one too, just because I want them in my algorithm.
You want to tell? Yeah. Unfortunately, Facebook noticed that 9 years ago, I opened one email message because I thought somebody died. That dude is the only character in my inbox from Facebook. Yo, so he commented on something, and you ain't even seen what he commented on.
I liked one comedian's bit on one thing, and you're like, hey, do you want to see him every day doing every bit everywhere in the world from every phase in his career?
Yeah.
And I say that's someone who rides that same wave. But anyways, recently, Facebook switched up their default. They leave a default message for you to click, so you can just see that it says, happy birthday, Brian. I just click post.
Yeah.
I don't have to write anything.
Yeah. Then, yep.
And so they decided to switch it up and do a lot of variety stuff.
Do you have to decide from them, or does it just get spicy?
You can either click their suggestion or delete it and write something on your own.
Okay.
But that takes a long time.
Yeah. That's yeah.
So I'm on Facebook. And it's the list of the birthdays, and there's an actor I worked with on a commercial once, and we decided we'd stay Facebook friends.
Yep.
And as I stayed Facebook friends with him, I came to realize later on, this is Las Vegas, and he is a working porn star. He is frequently having sex on camera with people and doing this thing, and God bless him, American dream. Facebook suggestion for me to wish him a happy birthday was celebrating you always.
Okay.
I was like, really thought it was so funny to reach out to the guy I worked with once on a commercial.
Just say, celebrating you always.
Celebrating you always, buddy.
Yeah. Every time I go number 3.
Every time I go to particular
there.
websites,
you're
there. So
is he famous enough that you stumble across him?
Yes.
That's
also, it's Jason Sarcinelli, I think is how you pronounce it.
Okay.
I'll give him some light. Let's go ahead, check out his stuff.
Right on. Go check out his dick.
Beautiful body, beautiful penis.
Yeah.
Really good at banging people.
Where are the ugly dicks out there?
And I worked with him once on a commercial. I thought it was so funny that if he hadn't heard from me, but like that guy did a commercial.
Celebrating you always.
Celebrating me always.
I did that. So when in the early days of doing NACA, the college conferences or
Yes.
whatever, you got all these kids who are spending tens of thousands of dollars of the university's money, and so they're like dialed out, just sort of zombie walk in the halls or whatever. And you spend a lot of money to put up a booth and try to get someone's attention.
Yeah.
And then at some point, you realize like every second you're not talking to a student is you're setting fire to money.
Yeah.
And so at some point you just start A/B testing. And at one point I just established full eye contact and I was like, I love you. and then just casually like, I know. And then off he goes. And I'm like, well, shit, that didn't work.
I love you.
And
That's
I was present and,
that what so how does that go well in your mind?
I don't know. They're like, I'll book you immediately.
Because the response is like, I love you too.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh, so I'm working down in San Antonio. There's this guy, Oscar. You follow him? It's like Oscar with a mustache on Instagram. Great guy.
Oh, I met him when I went down there. He works at the venue. Yeah.
Yes. Former Ringling clown.
Great
Fascinating guy.
Everybody down there. When I was there, they were kind of getting their sea legs underneath them.
Yes.
But it sounds like from the attendance last night that they've got a machine running.
Yeah, I love playing this venue. It's my third time playing it in a year, and
it's in San Antonio, and it's called what?
The Magic Saloon.
The Magic Saloon.
It's right by the Alamo. And great staff, and yes, since I'm playing there more often, it's like I come back. It's like I know the whole team. It's really fun. Oscar does street magic outside the venue during the day to attract people to the theater.
Mm-hmm.
And so he decided, he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make a trick called the complimentary deck."
Okay.
And so he tells people to complimentary deck. They take a card, they put it close to their heart, and he says,
They read it. It says, "Celebrating you always."
It does. It says like don't forget to smile.
Oh, that's
or
great.
Whatever. And then he said he got carried away. He started writing like very deep thoughts that were like you can love yourself as much as your friends love you.
Oh my
Like
God.
started writing like really bold stuff and realized he got totally carried away, and then realized it was like only in practice that he was writing way too much intense stuff on cards that people were like, "What the hell?"
That's amazing. That's one of those where it's like there's a time where it's right to be a certain level of present, and then it's like too much authenticity.
And he said that at one point someone took the card, like read a deep compliment, and literally like held it to their heart and go like, "I needed this today," and started like almost crying.
Wow.
And he said he felt not good but terrible. He felt like an over sense of guilt, like because he was like, "That wasn't fair. I just wrote a random shit on a card."
Yeah.
You know? And he was like, really, we were laughing last night reading all of his cards and how carried away he got. And he literally,
I think that's part of what draws some mentalists to the dark side of
Yes.
magic. They get a taste of that kind of impactful moment, and they're like, "Oh, all I have to do is make people think of their dead relatives, and then
Yes,
I
and
get
if
a
you're
multiplier."
friends with a mentalist and you watch them get credit for it and you watch them revel in it, you're like, I don't know if we can be friends.
Right? And it's like, and then they explain how it's like, no, there was one mentalist that, oh man, I don't know if I should talk. Well, whatever, fuck it. There was I started doing a.
To the lay audience, you have a lot of, most people are not in the magic arts.
Sure. Yeah. Well, here, you explain this part while I see how many minutes we've been recording, because I just realized another flaw in my plan.
Most people in the audience don't draw a difference between the magic and mentalism. It's all just like one way of magic and mentalism. Impossible stuff on stage is impossible stuff on stage. And then stereotypically, magicians pull out colored scarves and animals and things like that. And stereotypically, mentalists use fine notebooks and clipboards. and
Whoa, are you tipping methods over here?
What I'm saying
Yes.
is-
No, they
it's
use
like,
thoughts.
They use thoughts, and so like a magician looks like he bought him stuff at like some weird circus store. A mentalist looks like he bought everything from Staples.
Yes, correct.
A lot of easels, a lot of things on stage that look very clean and precise.
Correct. And they will work very, very hard to make sure that the perceived entertainment is in the realm of thoughts and discussions and that kind of stuff.
And with it, there comes a slight haphazard moral victory lap of a mentalist over a magician, because you, the magician, are lying through your teeth about impossible things happening, whereas I am giving the audience a plausible way to say that anyone can do what I'm doing.
Right.
And therefore,
Well,
I'm-
and there was 20 years ago, there was a clear line of demarcation of like bad guys would say, this is a supernatural gift that I have, right?
Yes.
And then there was the
peeling
rise.
away the methods of psychics and shysters and things like that.
Correct. Then there was the gray area boundary pushing of Darren Brown flirted with this, where it's like, well, no. If you move the target and you don't claim to be supernatural, but just move the target to being super gifted, but you're still
Yes.
fraudulent.
In fact, yeah, you bring up one of the greatest examples of what we're talking about,
Yeah.
which is Darren Brown had a special. I think it's on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Very popular. I mean, Darren Brown's very popular in the UK, and I think a lot of Americans certainly
And
have a variety
extremely
of-
talented and gifted and a gift to magic and a
Great
bunch of good
thinker,
things.
all of that.
Yes.
Did a bit where he said, "Okay, everything I say after this moment is part of a show,
Right.
part of basically, I'm going to show you what a revival, a religious healing revival looks and feels like. So everything you hear out of my mouth after this speech is part of the act, and I'm not exactly saying what I think and feel. I'm
Right.
playing the part of the healer." And then just goes into a full-fledged, very powerful, like 20-minute revival where he makes people feel like they cured their ailments and things with their sight, things with their health. And then later on, after the fact, took a victory lap on people still writing him saying, you know what, all those months later, I still feel great. I actually feel like I did heal myself in that theater that day.
Right.
And took a weird victory lap on the actual.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, so here's where my understanding I don't know what to do with this, but a fairly recent advancement in science is that placebos work even when you know they're placebos.
Yes.
And I'm like, fuck. Fuck.
I'm going through this right now.
It's called open. Oh, look up the research on open placebo trials.
I kept taking melatonin from the pandemic on.
Yeah.
I could not fall asleep without it. I got targeted on social media for all these like reduce your cortisol, whatever, and so cortisol, your stress hormone,
Yep.
and so I got advertised like face cream, pills, drinks, things, whatever. Like I can't stop. It just does. And now that you've listened to this podcast, it won't stop for you either. And I was like, literally, it was one on the internet to be like, this is all bullshit, right? And you do enough research, and yes, indeed, there's no reason to control cortisol or whatever. Like it's just not like a thing. Like you can, whatever. Being a healthy person reduces your cortisol, right? And then someone said, but then only one advertisement said these pills, like if you're taking melatonin, replace it with this, and it will both calm you down and reduce your cortisol, and you'll fall asleep.
Mm.
And I bought it, and it's working.
So okay, so really, this is I've done a number of sleep dances. From one thing that I stumbled
Now
across.
we're getting to it, listeners. We found it. Sleep.
Yep. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, welcome to the rabbit hole. Cozy up. No, on the insomnia subreddit,
Yeah.
there was a discussion about melatonin, and apparently, melatonin peak effectiveness is like 1/10 of one pill. Everybody does massive doses. Do you have fucked
Yeah.
up dreams on melatonin?
Sometimes.
Yeah. So that is because you're mega dosing it, because they sell it as though more is more when it's not.
Right. And I do experiment with dosage. So I first started with like 1 milligram and 3 milligrams, went up to 10, and that's when I was like, no, this is too much.
Yeah. No, I believe that the peak efficient dosage. We can look it up. Somebody can write us and let us both know. I think it's like 0.3 grams.
Man.
It's unbelievably, like, you cannot buy the right dosage.
Well, a study just came out yesterday connecting long-term melatonin use with like increased heart failure risk.
Really?
But it's a weird study. It definitely is like, we can't prove whether this is causational or coincidence kind of thing.
Oh, okay. I thought that
weird
smelled like
study.
a setup for a second. It was performed by Dracula.
Performed by the #1 melatonin provider.
Yeah.
No. Like they said, like it's not as bad as you think, but this is the study finds correlation between these two things. But I just switched, so I was like taking my own little victory lap. I'm like, good, I just got off melatonin.
Yeah.
I don't believe these pills reduce my stress hormone. I don't believe this thing with chamomile and whatever.
Well, and it turns out that habit and routine matter so much, and it's like I don't know, man. It's like it's the ritual. It's the symbolic nature of, hey, body, this is the thing we do before we do what? Go to sleep. Okay, let's go.
Yeah. But I still was like, I don't think this pill works. But I have stopped taking melatonin. I switched to this pill. I'm sleeping. It's great.
Good. Yeah. Well, and I bet you were getting more restful sleep if you're not overdoing melatonin.
Right.
So, by the way, I'm a legitimate doctor. This is all actual medical advice.
Please take advice from a podcast.
Do you think that would stand up in court is to say, Your Honor,
Your
come
Honor.
on. Are you familiar with internet irony? Come on.
He said he is a doctor.
Yes. How more clearly could he address the fact that he's definitely not a doctor?
I still, you saying that just reminds me of the time that we did Heaton's podcast together after I'd done like this is when I did the car wash here. So I did like,
oh yeah,
I did like 4 podcasts, like 2 live shows, including the show we taped. They got me in the Magic Castle. It's a big week. And in our total delirium on like day 4, we huddled up in your studio and did a podcast with Andrew Heaton.
Yeah.
And at one point, out of nowhere, I simply said, well, as a lawyer. And I was so tired, I had to go, wait, I'm not a lawyer.
Hold on. As a fact checker, I have to fact check what this lawyer just told you.
And to this day, I am baffled that somewhere in my fatigue, my brain decided to just say, as a lawyer.
As your lawyer.
You don't have to answer that.
I'd recommend you stop this immediately. It's pretty good. All right. Well, it is
Have
now.
we done an episode?
Yeah, I think we have. Here, I'm
Okay.
going to play a little bit of this lullaby. We'll see whether or not this is working. Might be a bit loud. Apologies. What do we learn this episode?
That even though I'm taking a placebo, I'm cool with it.
Yeah. We learned that you looked nothing like either Orson Welles.
Somebody even sent a photo of Dom DeLuise and said, I'm going to do a double take.
A girl that's a hero.
All right. Well, that's it. I'm going to play this episode at the regular Great Night time. I hope everyone enjoys it. I hope it got recorded.
Me too.
Here, let me press it. Here, we'll see whether or not. Who knows? All right. Well, I'm not even going to wait for the end of the lullaby.
Really?
I mean, unless you. Is there any other? What do you got to plug?
Oh,
Quick.
I'm at My Noodler on Instagram. And I tour. I'm doing San Antonio this week, if you hear that today.
At the Magic Saloon.
Magic Saloon through November 9th. Come on down, see me in San Antonio. It's a really fun show. And I'll be doing...
Okay, you have a new bit?
Yeah, I do have a new bit.
Can you tease it?
Yes. At one point, no, everything I do would give it away.
Okay, all right. It's a new bit.
It's a new bit. It's really
It's a new
funny.
bit. We'll see you next Tuesday. Dying of fire. Shine on, you crazy diamonds. Oh, Justin Robert Young. I just said his name.
Justin Robert.
Yeah, that's it. Bye.